We've been talking about students. Ben, you're a student, a law student.
Yeah.
So I just want to ask you, if you're elected, you know, if you get through the preliminary and then are elected in November, how are you going to balance being a law student? I would suspect you're going to be taking the bar exam with being a full-time city councilor.
I really don't see any conflict. I have a lot of respect for this position, and I have a lot of respect for the commitment that it entails. And I realize that I really do feel like, even with that other commitment, that I really feel like I can put my all into this, and I can give it the respect it deserves, and I really feel like I can be a better asset for my community as its city councilor.
Is this something you always wanted to do, run for office?
No, this actually is something I never thought I would be doing, but it was something that the idea kind of got kicked around for a second as a joke, and I started talking to people about it, and as I said, these concerns are real. People are living in bed-bug-infested apartments, and the city and the landlords aren't doing anything about it. They are dealing with rodents running across the streets and into homes. They are worried about closing storefronts and why Alston Village isn't a destination that they can go to either during the day or in the evening, just because there isn't anything there anymore. So it's a matter of taking a step, and really, if you are going to love the community and you're going to tout the community, I really do consider myself a born-again Alston Brighton resident. I really do want to spend the rest of my life there. Then really step one is stepping forward and serving that community, and I really feel like the best way to do that is by running this campaign.
Mark, I'm sure you would say that you're a lover of Alston Brighton. Of course, you're a lifelong resident.
Of course.
Some of the issues that Ben just brought up, the bed bugs, the rats.
There's many challenges that face our community, without question. I would invite Ben to come to my office and listen to the calls we field on a daily basis. And to say we're doing nothing is a bit of a stretch. Can we do more? Absolutely. That's what government is there for. And that's why I wanted to serve in this position, because I take it seriously, I respond to my constituents, and at the end of the day, they will decide who will represent them.
I want to sort of jumping around here for a minute. Last week when we had Alex and Abigail on here, we talked a little bit about how there are so many groups in Alston Brighton. So, number one, I'm going to ask both of you this. Why do you think that is, and what, if you think it's a, well, I don't want to put you on the spot and have you say yes, it's a problem, or no, it's not a problem, but how could you encourage the residents to work more cohesively instead of having all these splinter groups? Because in my opinion, being an outsider, it just kind of looks like, you know, you've got like 15 groups for, you know, a 3-block radius, and it seems kind of
it's not
silly.
that bad.
I know it's not that bad. But so Mark, we'll start with you.
Sure. Well, you know, people come to the table with different ideas, different concerns, and they might form a group. I've met with all the groups. And so my job as a city councilor is to listen to everyone's concerns and then find the decision that what I feel is what is in the best interest of Alston Brighton, while protecting the interests of abutters of those institutions or homes or developments or whatever it may be. That's what our democracy is about, is, you know, people coming together around common ideas, voicing those concerns. And, you know, as a city councilor, you have different opinions voiced by different groups, and at the end of the day, I make a judgment. I take a thoughtful, deliberative approach to it, and usually when you make no one happy, usually you're doing okay, because you have to reach some kind of compromise, but first and foremost, it always has to be in the best interest of the community at large.
Ben, same question for you.
Well, when you're talking about Alston Brighton, you have to remember it's not really an Alston Brighton community, it's really a community of communities. And that's one of the things that makes Alston Brighton great. You have a lot of different people coming in from a lot of different neighborhoods, and that's one of the reasons it's had such an appeal to me. But part of the problem with community strife is caused by the renting situation. It's caused when groups of people are put into small pockets of land in high-density housing, and then everyone sits back and wonders how the situation has gotten to where it is. And it's a matter of really going in there and working with realtors and actively seeking out people that are discriminating against low-income residents, they're discriminating against students, they're discriminating against people illegally based on their source of income, and really taking an active stand on this. Because once you start having fair housing practices, you're going to see a less splintered neighborhood, because you're not going to have high-density problem areas like you have now.
So it's safe to say that's one of the first things you'd work on if you were elected?
Without a doubt. One of the first things we need to work on is making sure that everyone in Allston has a affordable, high-quality place to live that's appropriate for them. And right now, we have a new group of students coming in, and I feel like we're going to repeat these things all over again. Everyone says that September is the worst month, and that's because that's the month when all the renters come in. And it's not a coincidence, it's a pattern, and it's caused by these problems that honestly do need more direction and more initiative from the city.